guys, this is Michael Krumholz from the Bogota Post here to take you through Colombia's World Cup group in Group H. We're going to go down through the rivals, Japan, Senegal, Poland. Take a look at players to watch from each one, Colombia's chances of advancing, as Los Cafeteros are one of the two favorites to advance from the group to get to the round of 16 as they look to find the same magic that they had in 2014 in Brazil when they got to the quarterfinals. Colombia will start off World Cup group play with Japan. Japan is a familiar face for Colombia as the two met in the group stage in 2014 World Cup, where Los Cafeteros walloped the Samurai Blue 4-1, led by a pair of goals from James. Since these teams met though, Japan has gone through 3 other coaches. They just fired their 3-year head coach in April, and new head man Akira Nishino is in the unenviable position of having to install an entirely new system right before the World Cup. Colombia will benefit from being the first team Japan has to play as they try to get the new system established. The good news for Japan is that they're still led by 29-year-old Borussia Dortmund star Shinji Kagawa. Alongside him in the attack are Honda and Okazaki, a trio that has combined for over 100 international goals for the Samurai Blue. Player to watch though for Japan, I'll give you a 4th person on that attack, and it's Genki Hiraguchi, who has also played in the Bundesliga and could be a breakout candidate for the group if Japan does well. He led Japan in the last stage of qualifying with 4 goals and gives Colombia's defense a lot to handle when combined with the rest of Japan's really adept attack. Final verdict though, there's no 2 ways about it. A tie would be a disappointment here and a loss an embarrassment. I'll give Colombia a 3-0 win as Japan is just too strange of a time to change managers and really have to pick up the pieces overnight. After getting 3 points out of Japan, Colombia will then move on to Poland. The existential question surrounding Poland is if it's more than just Robert Lewandowski. Can the other 10 men around him pick up the pieces and help contribute? The striker, who is James Rodriguez's teammate at Bayern Munich, is hungry to show that his disappointing performance in the Champions League semifinals was a one-time thing. Manager Adam Dybala has a very good pulse on this team and did well in getting Poland to the quarterfinals of the Euro 2 years ago. As it might be for Colombia, this is the best team Poland has had in decades, which had its highest ever FIFA ranking at 5th in the world last year. The scouting report on Poland is that they're going to score a lot of goals, but they're going to allow a lot of goals too. As of any European group stage winner, in qualifying they allowed the most goals. So besides Lewandowski, the player to watch I'll give you is Kamil Grosicki to keep possession and keep the pressure on Colombia's defense. He's clearly Poland's 2nd best player and the whole city midfielder. If he plays well in the World Cup, it's going to make it tough for everyone in this group. Final verdict on this one is a 2-2 tie, as I see both teams getting a point from this game. Colombia's 3rd and final group stage rival in Group H is Senegal. People are going to cite the top players in this group as Robert Lewandowski, James, and Falcao. I'm not so sure that Sadio Mane from Senegal is not the best player in this group. Coming off a superb Champions League performance where he helped get Liverpool to the final against Real Madrid, Mane scored 10 goals in the entire tournament and was really keeping Liverpool in that game against Real Madrid when Mo Salah had to exit. But like Lewandowski in Poland, there's still 10 other guys on the pitch with Mane. The good news for Senegal is they're more balanced, I think, than Poland, maybe the most balanced team in this group. So one of those 10 guys happens to be Kalidou Koulibaly, the Nepalese defender who's a brick wall defensively. And then Senegal's captain, Cheikhou Kouyaté, who plays for West Ham United in the Premier League, is another great player on the attack for Senegal, which again, balance at every level. Player to watch, I already mentioned them, but I'm gonna mention them again. It's Sadio Mane. This team goes with the pulse of Sadio Mane. If he's playing well, if he's on his hoverboard floating through defenses, it's gonna be tough for anyone in this group to stop. I actually think ultimately Senegal will win this group with Colombia coming in 2nd. Part of that will be a 1-1 tie here where both teams get 1 point. So that leaves 5 points in 2nd place for Colombia next to Senegal. And I see Senegal beating both Japan and Poland to ultimately get to the round of 16. So general outlook for Colombia, going into this tournament, the real concern is where are the goals going to come from. That's kind of against what you would think with Falcao, James, and Cuadrado all healthy and on the attack. Still, Los Cafeteros only scored 21 times in 18 qualifying games. Jose Pekerman has struggled to find chemistry between Falcao and James, his 2-star players, to get consistent goal-scoring opportunities. They're going to need to go to the bench, find some goals from Miguel Borja, Luis Muriel, maybe Carlos Baca can give you something for the first time in forever. What I'm really looking out for is to see how creative offensively Colombia is. Who is the player? Does Pekerman put a player next to Radamel Falcao Do they go with Matias Uribe? Do they go with Luis Muriel? Do you start Miguel Borja? I think Peckerman, the good news is he has a lot of options. The bad news is he doesn't have a lot of time to get this worked out. They've got to start scoring goals, and they've got to start doing it now. So who to watch for Colombia? I'm going to cheat here and give you two. I've already mentioned the attacking options. All eyes are going to be on James and Falcao. I'm going to give you two young but very talented central defenders making their World Cup debuts in Davinson Sanchez and Yerry Mina. The tag team at the back. Davinson Sanchez, just 22 years old, has been a stud for Tottenham this season in his first year in the Premier League. If you were to create a central defender in the lab, it would end up looking something like Davinson Sanchez. He's super aggressive, very good one-on-one situations, doesn't back down from any attacker. But again, this is his first World Cup. How is Davinson Sanchez going to respond? And then next to him, you have kind of a nice yin and yang with Yerry Mina, who's a little bit taller, very good on set pieces and headers. Yerry Mina, at the turn of the year, was the first Colombian in history to ever sign with FC Barcelona. How is he going to respond after kind of a rocky year where he didn't get a lot of playing time in Barcelona? Can Yerry Mina make immediate contributions to this selection? Again, he's scored a few goals in friendlies with headers off set pieces. Are he and Davinson Sanchez up to the task to kind of respond to a lot of the attackers? We've mentioned there's Lewandowski in this group, there's Sadio Mane. Are the two young defenders ready to take that pressure and respond well in their first World Cup? So that's where I'll be looking out for. My eyes will be on Colombia's back end with the two young defenders to see if they can combat that pressure and really rise to the occasion on their first ever World Cup appearance. Thanks for joining us, guys, and make sure to stay tuned for the Bogota Post, where we'll be having live blogs and recap analysis as Colombia makes its way through the 2018 World Cup in Russia.